I saw this and thought it would be appreciated here. Props to Blocked by Jax for consistently bringing the drama. I can't help but laugh at the rehearsed surprised face he practiced in the mirror before calling the paparazzi on himself. Learning about micro-expressions has been enlightening, but his attempts are so transparent that anyone can see how exaggerated his reaction face is. He really doesn't have a knack for this. What really irks me about Sandoval is his terrible acting skills and apparent detachment from genuine human emotions. His reactions come across as painfully overdone, reminiscent of something from a poorly scripted teen drama. Remember when he first started wearing nail polish and claimed it wouldn't come off? Then he continued to keep his nails painted all the time after that. If you want to sport blue nails, just own it. It's frustrating how he always seems to avoid being authentic. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Spill Chronicles. It's me, Ramona here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. On the other hand, rewatching, I'm frustrated by the new storyline the cast is pushing about Ariana never contributing anything to the show. Honestly, Ariana brings a sense of normalcy that has always been necessary. She's the only one who didn't understand the appeal of Jax or James in the early seasons. She doesn't stir up drama for the sake of it and seems to have a strong moral compass. She's not dull. She simply doesn't indulge in the chaotic behavior like her peers. Lala's insistence that being a mess and loud is the only way to contribute to an ensemble cast is misguided. She also brings out a more likable side of Tom and isn't afraid to challenge him. It's surprising to see the cast act as though they didn't genuinely care for each other or pretend they were flawless. They've had their disagreements, but they were mostly normal everyday ones. Unlike Jax's constant cheating apologies or James' derogatory remarks towards women. Their genuine affection is clear, and it's sad to watch knowing how it all ends. I admire Ariana because I could see myself being friends with her. Honestly, I can't say the same for anyone else in that cast, except maybe Stassi after she healed, and Lala before jealousy took over, and Katie. Kristen coming to her side speaks volumes given their history. The most shocking thing is that the only negative they bring up about her is her depression, which they wrongly portray as being a downer. Her occasional lack of energy and bad attitude are relatable. It's refreshing when she reminds us she's human, not some scripted toy. She's always been loyal to Scheana too, despite everything, always. As someone who watches these shows and often feels disillusioned by people like Jax, I appreciate having Ariana on my screen. I don't understand why Lala and Scheana are puzzled by why people don't feel the same way about them. It's pretty clear, they epitomize every girl's nightmare of a friend. Cut to Scheana saying she'd prefer a gangbang over being with the girls. I can't imagine Ariana saying that. Ariana is the only person viewers can relate to. Since joining, she's consistently been the most likable and relatable person on the show. The rest of them are just plain crazy. It's even more surprising now to think that James seems like one of the more normal ones. All of this explains why Ariana is receiving so many opportunities outside of VPR. She's a real person who showcases real-life issues on the show and doesn't get involved in off-season drama. She's also easy to work with. The fact that a professional dancer from DUTs flatly refused to work with Scheana is a clear example of how their behavior has affected their chances in Hollywood. They'll only ever be suited for messy reality TV, and neither will ever be seen as likable characters. Ariana has always been a secondary character, and that's perfectly fine. It's necessary, actually, and probably the smartest move because it's easier to maintain fan favoritism when the spotlight isn't always on you. She did what Lala should have done, embraced being a supporting role, which could have made her far more successful and likable as a Greek chorus of sorts. However, Season 3 of Traitors has wrapped up. I'm curious about how Sandoval is doing. Next time I go for a walk, I'll check his driveway. Is Breckenmeyer the neighbor being bothered by Sandoval's First Amendment galaxy lights? Does this mean we're going to see more drama involving Billy Lee? On the other hand, do you think Sandoval would have proposed to Ariana even if she wanted marriage? I'm rewatching season 9, and during Rachella, Ariana mentioned in her interview something like, "If it was like this, just us, yeah," referring to what she might say to a proposal. It made me wonder, what if Tom had actually tried to propose? Or would he have even considered it? Personally, I'm glad they never got married. But it raises the question, if he had proposed with a big, grand gesture, what would have happened? Or maybe he never did because he didn't truly love her the way she deserved and was just selfish. If he thought Ariana would be into it, definitely not because he wanted marriage, but for the big wedding season storyline. Interestingly, Ariana softened her stance on marriage and children as their relationship evolved. By season 10, at Lala's birthday, she talked about surrogacy as an option and told Schwartz she would have had kids if he truly wanted them, which I don't think he did. In season 9, she also mentioned that if Tom had planned a Coachella proposal just for the two of them, instead of Rachel, she would find it hard not to say yes. If he believed she would go for a big televised proposal and extravagant wedding, he definitely would have proposed. But he probably knew she wouldn't agree to that, and he wasn't going to do it if it couldn't make a big splash on TV. One reason I think he loved being with Ariana was that he knew he would never have to propose and get married, yet he could still play the victim and talk about how much he wanted it, garnering sympathy from everyone. If she was getting what she needed from the relationship, I could see her marrying him to make him happy. After all, she did freeze her eggs for him. I also believe Tom doesn't actually desire marriage and kids. He just wants the appearance of a married life and children. He's all about partying until he can't anymore. However, rewatching season 4, episode 10, Scheana continues to misunderstand Ariana's boundaries, this time involving Kristen. Ariana clearly states, "I don't want to be around Kristen, so if she's there, I prefer not to be around." She feels Scheana is misrepresenting her, which makes her see Scheana as a fake friend. Essentially, Ariana is asking for personal interactions to be limited. Scheana then goes to Katie and claims, "Ariana says we're fake friends for being friends with Kristen. Are we noticing a pattern here?" In general, Scheana lacks boundaries and self-awareness. She seems oblivious to what's appropriate, or if she does know, she simply doesn't care until someone calls her out on it. Then she acts surprised that no one wants to be friends with her. She mentioned that since the girls were mean to her initially, we've never seen her as a girl's girl. However, she had the chance to show solidarity with the girls recently, but quickly opted out. Now she's in an awkward situation with Ariana, but inviting her brother and his fiancée over and hanging out with them. It's a strange display of lacking boundaries and decency. Scheana also has an odd fixation on other people not getting along. It makes you wonder if her parents had a tumultuous divorce or something, because her reaction seems almost pathological at this point. Additionally, regarding Brittany's boot job, as a first-time watcher, I have questions, but let's start with this one. Is boot job recovery different in America? I thought you needed to wear a supportive sports bra for about 3 months. Yet in the very next episode, Brittany is seen wearing a low-cut dress with no bra. Is filming not chronological, or is something else at play here? It's possible that the editing is not showing the timeline accurately. It's also plausible that Brittany didn't adhere strictly to recovery guidelines. Many vloggers and individuals recovering from similar surgeries often transition quickly to regular clothing during their recovery updates. I'm honestly surprised that Jax followed recovery instructions at all. It's likely that the episodes are not shown in chronological order. In season 5, they joke about Jax having to wear his training bra after chest surgery, so they probably didn't show Brittany's recovery because it's funnier to tease a guy about it. Speaking from personal experience with implants, recovery can vary widely depending on the surgery. After a simple implant procedure, I had to wear a specific bra for a week, and then I was recommended to wear sports bras, though I could go without if I wanted to. I returned to work after just 4 days. Everyone's recovery is different, but I wore a sports bra for support and to help the implants settle properly for about 6 months post-op. On weekends or outings, I sometimes went braless. Moreover, is that Anne starring in the new MetaQuest commercial? I searched online but couldn't find any mention of her. It sounds and looks exactly like her. If it is her, she seems to be thriving, so happy for her. I noticed that too but didn't manage to capture a screenshot. I'm pretty sure it's her. It must be her. The voice is the same as in the battery commercial, and the appearance matches too. Landing a commercial is a big deal. I'm thrilled she's doing well and has moved on from whatever was troubling her before. On the other hand, has anyone seen the amended complaint filed by Rachel Levis against Tom Sandoval and Ariana Maddox on June 13th? I've been following updates on this case, but the amended complaint hasn't been posted here yet. I'm sure someone must have access to the document. I heard that Sandoval's attorney filed a motion to dismiss, but it was denied. That's the latest information I have. Someone DM'd me saying Rachel amended her complaint and shared these documents with me. If Ariana's part of the case is dismissed because she didn't share anything with Rachel, could Tom still be found liable? The claims against Tom, such as wiretapping, recording Rachel, are separate. If Ariana is dismissed, it would be challenging for Rachel to pursue claims against Bravo, Evolution, 32 Flavors, or NBCU. Considering what we know about Sandoval's finances, Rachel may face difficulties in getting paid by him, even if she wins. He could delay payment significantly or potentially discharge the judgment through bankruptcy. However, I'm baffled by the fight at Stassi's birthday dinner in Season 2, Episodes 10 and 11. Stassi reprimands Katie for not bringing up the Schwartz incident from the previous night when he poured his drink on her. But shouldn't Katie be allowed to feel upset about her boyfriend's behavior? I didn't see Katie being unreasonable at all, especially compared to Kristen and even Stassi when she confronts Jax. So I can't understand why Katie isn't allowed to have valid feelings about what happened. During dinner, Scheana brings up the entire fight again. Schwartz dismisses Katie's feelings and denies any wrongdoing, a pattern that continues in future seasons. When Katie defends herself, asserting her right to basic respect from her boyfriend, Stassi and Kristen repeatedly shout at Katie. Meanwhile, Schwartz faces no consequences. They're furious at Katie for this fight, yet Scheana, their supposed public enemy number one, initiated the discussion. Why didn't anyone ask Schwartz to leave when Katie said she wouldn't stay if he was there? Is the editing just misleading, or am I biased because in 2024 I'm a staunch supporter of Katie? It's difficult to watch knowing it will be years before Katie realizes Schwartz never deserved her. For me, the heartbreaking part is Stassi's treatment of Katie, who tries to distance herself from the group to appease Stassi and avoid making it about herself, even on Stassi's birthday. This is also the scene where Schwartz is mocking Katie under his breath, right? So when she reacts, he sits back and says, "See, I told you so." His behavior is appalling. Stassi comes across as a spoiled brat, possibly still is, and Scheana seems to thrive on stirring up conflict among the girls to undermine their friendships. Additionally, in Vanderpump Rules, Season 5, Episode 5, Cold Feet, Stassi, Katie, and Kristen discuss rumors surrounding Lala's relationship. Stassi mentions hearing that the wife discovered sexting messages on her husband's phone, which is eerily similar to how Ariana supposedly found out about Rachel and Tom. The foreshadowing is astonishing. Katie once mentioned having a reliable friend, possibly Stephanie Corneliuson, who is also friends with Amber, Randall's ex-wife. This suggests they were getting their information from a trustworthy source, making it likely true. It's remarkable that Amber allows Lala to consider her a friend despite their complicated history. Their children are siblings, and the adage, "the enemy of my enemy is my friend," likely applies, especially since they both see Randall in a negative light. Amber's ability to extend grace and friendship speaks volumes about her character, which contrasts sharply with how Lala might behave if the roles were reversed. Lala's frequent use of "Amber and I are good friends" to portray innocence actually underscores Amber's strength and kindness in prioritizing their children's well-being and forgiving past transgressions, despite the challenges they faced. Moreover, Season 8 of VPR has been a slog for me as a big RHOBH fan diving into this series. I've powered through, but I'm ready for half the cast to exit after this season. The new additions add nothing substantial except to boost or deflate Scheana's ego, whether gossiping with her or politely rebuffing her advances. It's painful to watch her navigate life so unaware of herself yet deeply unsettled about her future. Beau and Stassi are a refreshing sight in a trustworthy, equal relationship, but it's sad knowing I won't witness their wedding planning. Jax and Brittany? Jax is at peak entitlement, and I could do without hearing more about how wonderful Brittany is. Kristen's isolation from the group is tough to watch, though excluding her from wedding number 2 was particularly harsh. Lala seems perpetually ready for a confrontation. Was Randall contractually obligated to appear on camera? I never thought that would happen, and I'm reserving judgment on their relationship's dynamics. Rachel's affected Paris Hilton-esque accent grates on me, and comparing her to Ariana, whom I've always liked, makes it tougher. Ariana trying to help Rachel see the truth about James's abusive behavior is heartbreaking. I hope Rachel's ultimatum to James is sincere because no one deserves the mistreatment she endures. James seems to be making strides with AA meetings, which is encouraging. He's talented when he's on his game, but his off days are rough. I still don't think he should be excluded from everything, though. Schwartz's puppy dog eyes routine is wearing thin, especially losing their wedding certificate, really. Katie rubs me the wrong way. She's harsher around Stassi and judgmental overall. She doesn't deserve Schwartz's antics, but she's not without faults herself. Sandoval surprisingly grows on me despite his arrogance post-Tom. He was a solid best man for Jax and appears supportive of Ariana. Ariana remains my favorite, level-headed and willing to defend the underdog against the group's consensus. It's refreshing to see her openness about depression and grounded perspective on her career, still working at SUR while awaiting her book's publication. I hope things improve for her before they worsen, but Sandoval can be frustrating. Can someone please assure me Season 9 gets better? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.